here from Faithful Word Baptist Church in Tempe, Arizona. I just wanted to make a quick video rebuking the stupidity of the black Hebrew Israelites. And this movement is something that you'll see a lot on YouTube, Facebook, different places, where they're constantly piping up with just the most ridiculous, foolish arguments. They really just prey on people's ignorance, and, you know, anybody who's following them, I'm sorry, but is not very smart. They just assume that people haven't read the Bible, so they cherry pick strange verses out of context. And their whole point is to try to prove that Jesus was black and that black people are the true Jews and so forth. Now, let me just start out by saying this. I have nothing against black people. I love black people. In fact,
that's why on page 22, my book has a chart, and it does some categorization of them. Now, one of the Hebrew Israelites recently called it a hit list.
Wow.
A hit list. Now, it's not a hit list. The reason why I'm doing that is so you can know who is who. It's almost like the denominational charts that Christians have been making of each other for hundreds of years. This is nothing new. Just we're only doing with Hebrew Israelites, or that people do with Islam according to the school of jurisprudence that they hold to. So what I do is show, here's one West type camps. That means the type of Hebrew Israelite who comes out of the ideas that were there in Harlem at 1 West 125th Street in the late 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s until the school split. But there's camps who clearly are influenced by them. For example, if they use Yahawashi for Jesus, that's a telltale sign they embrace Lashawan Quadash, which means they're 1 West influence. In fact, I've got a great
Shalom and welcome to all my brothers and sisters of all colors, all backgrounds. I don't care what color your skin tone is. I welcome you. Shalom to you, and may God bless you in your life. We are going to debunk these fake, phony, so-called Hebrew Israelites. The fake, phony movements that started in the late 60s, literally started in the late 60s. It's a very, very late cult. They did not exist before then. They're liars. The real truth is...
I'd like to say shalom, giving all praises to Yahawashi. Also give a double honors to the elders of GMS and honors to the Akim, and peace and blessings to the brothers and sisters that listen to Hopeful Elect. And as shown in the previous clips, man, these other nations are petrified that the children of Israel is waking up. See, this campaign that you guys are going on, you apologetics, you Christian crusaders, is coming to naught. You see, and you got the Jewish rabbi, the rat, the devil, man. Okay? You look on that guy page, man. There's nothing but videos on the Hebrew Israelites trying to debunk it. And you can't debunk it, okay? Because you don't know the scriptures, man. Because you're a heathen. Alright? The book wasn't given to you, man. You devils, you took the book unto yourself. Like the Most High says, Psalms 50 and 16, the Most High said unto the wicked, what hast thou to do to declare thy statutes, man? Or to take my covenant and put it in thy mouth. And that goes out to Vocab Malone, James White, the Edomite, this Jewish rat. You have this other Mr. Kim, Professor Kim, or whatever his name, some Moabite, okay, who mentioned us on that BBC website on YouTube, that site, that channel. All of these nations are scared, man. You also had, that Jake Church. They said some Arabs wrote them a letter that they're the true Hebrews. The truth is out, man. And I looked at another video today, some Eve complaining that a lot of these pastors are leaving the Christian doctrine and they're joining the whole Hebrew Israelite movement. They woke up to the fact that they're Hebrews. And you Negroes, Hispanics, and you Native Americans, you are the Israelites. You are the chosen people, man. And nothing is going to be done against the truth. The more you guys speak out, the more you guys scoff, is more the truth, man, is going to spread. The truth is going to overtake everything, man. Okay? That's because it's the rivers of living water. And nothing is going to stop it, man. That's Yahawah's word. The Most High is unplugging a lot of people, man. So all the battles that we've been through and, us going out there on the streets is not in vain. All right? And like I said, these other nations, primarily Esau first, they're in shock and they're horrified. Okay? Especially when we read Psalms, the 83rd chapter, they try to take crafty counsel against thy people. But I'm going to read some few precepts, though. This won't be a long lesson. going to get straight to the point. This is going to be one of many. Okay? You guys been debunked. You've been refuted in previous videos. You guys got crushed in debates. Okay, all three of you guys debated Israelites, and all three of you guys got crushed, man, trashed. All right, in the previous years, a year ago, I believe a year and a half ago, they debated different Israelites in different churches, and you guys got cut. And you're still upset, and you're still trying to come up against it, man. But it's too late, all right? And this is what Yahawashi promised to the disciples. Acts chapter 1, verse 8. And this is the point I want to bring out. But ye shall receive power. And Lord willing, we're going to get that spiritual power, man. Okay? And when the spiritual power come, even more people are going to come into this truth. And it's going to be known beyond a shadow of doubt that these are definitely the sons of the Most High, man. You guys wait and see, man. It's 2018, going to be a hell of a year, man. All right? Acts chapter 1, verse 8. But ye shall receive power. After that, the Holy Spirit is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem, and into all Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the earth. And guess what that part of the earth is? America. Okay? And we're defending the gospel, man. Okay, all the attacks of the enemy, man, we're truly the defenders of the gospel, man. The true crusaders, man, for Yahawashi. Okay, and Yahawashi said that what? That we will be witnesses unto him, both in Jerusalem back then, Judea and Samaria, and to the uttermost part of the earth. And we know that's America and other lands that were scattered. Okay, brothers out there prophesying, man. Okay, read some other precepts. Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Those are the Most High's asking. That's a question. Why are you guys upset? And you're imagining a vain thing, man. Wickedness, man. Okay? For you to think that you are a real Israelite, that's a vain thing. That Jewish rat, man. For you guys to think that Christianity is the truth, trying to drug our people back to sleep, that's a vain thing, because that's not going to happen. Yahawashi said he didn't lose none. Okay, the elect was sealed from the foundation of the world, and the elect is waking up in this day and time, man. This is the last go around, right before the Lord makes his second coming. And the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahawashi, against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. And that's what they plan, man. Okay? They want us to have people in what? In subjection. Slavery at the bottom. Like it says also in Micah the 4th chapter. Just like it says in Psalms the 83rd chapter. Alright? There's another precept I want to bring out. I guess I get that later. All right, let me continue on the scripture. It says, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. See, because they don't want Yahawashi to rule over them, man. They don't want us to rule over them, man. Okay, they want us to remain at the bottom. All right. Then he speak unto them in his wrath and vex, and them in sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy of Zion, which is Yahawashi. I will declare decree, Yahawashi has said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen of thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them into pieces like a potter's vessel. And like Yahawashi said, he that endureth to the end, I shall give him a rod to rule over nations. So we're joint heirs. And that's what's coming to you heathens, and that's what they're scared. Okay, Esau is scared because he has been found out to be the lying devil that he is, man. And your only hope, your only future, your future is slavery. What was done unto us is going to be done unto you double. 1,000 years of slavery for you and the other nations, man. And you're going to be done away with after the 1,000 years. You other nations, you're going to have to pay tribute to the children of Israel. Okay? And that's why they never wanted us waking back up, returning to our true power, man. Okay? Because now they know that latter end. Matter of fact, I'm going to read the latter end for that rat Jewish bastard, man, Amalek. Okay? Your work is in vain, my man. Let me read Numbers chapter 24. This is Numbers 24. This was between Balaam and Balak. All right. And Balak wanted Balaam to curse Israel. But this is what Balaam said. Numbers 24 verse 17. He said, which heard the words of the Most High and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, fallen into a trance, but having his eyes open. He said, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. They shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and he shall smite the corners of Moab. Dr. Kim, man. And destroy all the children of Seth. And Edom shall be a possession. So you Edomites, vocab alone, James White, that Jewish bastard, that rat, y'all gonna be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city, which is Yahawashi, man. Okay, the destroyer of the nations, man. The destroyer of the Gentiles. And when he looked on Amalek, who's Amalek? The chief house, the chief ruler of Edom, man. The head of the house of Edom, which is the so-called Jew today. When he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, which he is. He's ruling the planet Earth. The Rothschilds, DuPonts, the Gettys, okay, the 13 banking families of Jewish descent, they are the first of the nations. But his latter end, and you people that's in the land of Israel, you imposters, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. And that's why they're scared, man. And ultimately, if the head of the house of Esau is going to perish forever, what's going to happen to the rest of the body? You also going to perish forever. Okay? And that's why they train so hard and violently to try to stop this. But it's going to come to naught. The truth is going to win, man. Let me read a couple of more precepts. Just also going to go along with that. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. It says, verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man today. The scripture says he's the board of wickedness, and he was promised no salvation, even though he sought it carefully with tears. And he's being revealed, all right? Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And that's what we're doing. He's being consumed with the spirit of his mouth, which is who? The prophets, man. Okay? He's being consumed, man, with this word, man. Okay? Didn't the Lord say his word is fire and the people are wood? And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So that's what Yahawashi going to destroy upon his coming, man. Esau and you other nations, and 2/3. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonder, and that's Esau. Okay? What's his lying wonders? His technology, man. Which he's going to force upon y'all in Revelation the 13th chapter, the mark of the beast, man. And with all deceitfulness and righteousness in them that perish. And that's 2/3. Okay? Because our people, they've been deceived by that serpent who became the dragon. Okay? Esau, Edom, man. The wicked. Because they received not the love of the truth that they might be saved. That's 2/3 of our people, man. Because why? The Most High gave them over to strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Okay, since you trust this devil, you're going to go down with him. And these other nations, they always knew if we return to our power, there's nothing they can do about it. I'm going to close it out with this precept here in the Apocrypha, the book of Judith. This was going into the Assyrians, okay, when it was about to attack Israel, okay? And this is what the Ammonites said to Hurlefernes, who was one of the captains of the Assyrian army. This is what he told them. All the nations knew this, man. All right. Judith chapter 5, verse 1. Then it was declared to Hurlefernes, the chief captain of the army of Esau, that the children of Israel had prepared for war and had shut up the passages of the hill country and had fortified all the tops of the high hills and had laid impediments in the campaign countries, wherewith he was very angry and called all the princes of Moab, you so-called Chinese today, Koreans, right? And all the captains of Ammon, you Japanese, and all the governors of the seacoast. And he said unto them, tell me now, ye sons of Canaan, who this people is that dwelleth in the hill country, and what are the cities that they inhabit, and what is the multitude of their army, wherein is their power and strength, and what king is set over them, or captain over their army? So he's inquiring about the children of Israel. He's asking all these nations round about. Okay? And these same nations are up against us today. And why have they determined not to come and meet me more than all the inhabitants of the west? Then sent Ankiah, the captain of the sons of Ammon, a heathen, from the Ammonites, the so-called Japanese today. He said, let my Lord now hear a word from the mouth of thy servant, and I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people, our people, the Israelites, which dwell near thee, and inhabit the hill countries, and there shall no lie come out of my mouth for thy servant. So he's going into our history. He said, this people are descendant of the Chaldeans. He's going into who? Abraham, because our forefather Abraham came of Chaldean, or of ancient Babylon. All right. They sojourn hereto to Mesopotamia, which they call the Fertile Crescent, because they would not follow the gods of their fathers which were in the land of Canaan. For they left the way of their ancestors and worshipped the Most High of heaven. So he's going into Abraham, the power whom they know. So they cast them off the face of their gods, and they fled into Mesopotamia and sojourned there many days. And a power commanded them to depart from their place where they sojourned and to go into the land of Canaan. That's going into our forefather Jacob, where they dwelt and were increased with gold and silver and very much cattle. But when the famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt and sojourned there while they were nourished, and became their great multitude, so that no one could number their nation. Because children of Israel like the sand of the sea. And we did do that. Joseph saved the land of Egypt from famine. Then we became a great nation, all right, in Egypt. Therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them, and brought them low with labor and brick, and made them slaves. Then they cried unto their God, or their power, and he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues, so the Egyptians cast them out of their sight. And the Most High dried the Red Sea before them, which we know that happened during the time of Moses, and brought them to Mount Sinai and Cades Barnea, and cast forth all that dwelled in the wilderness. So they dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and they destroyed by their strength all of them of Esabon, and passing over Jordan, they possessed all the hill country. So that was going into the time of Joshua. And they cast forth them the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Jebusite, Shechemite, and all the Girgashites, Canaanite nations, and they dwelt in that country many days. And this is the point too. This is what the Ammonite is saying. And whilst they sinned not before their God or their power, they prospered, because the Most High that hateth iniquity was with them. You see? So when we didn't sin, the Most High was with us, man. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives into the land that was not theirs, and the temple of their power, or their God, was cast to the ground, and his cities were taken by the enemies. That happened through all them captivities, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Persians, Greeks, Romans, and we came all the way to America. Why? Because we departed from our God of our power, which is Yahawah, Yahawashi. So the other nations, they knew that, man. They knew if Israel was with their God of power, nothing could happen to us, man. But if we departed, he would give us over to the heathen. Verse 20, and therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this should be to their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. So he's saying, if these people sin, now is the time for us to take them down. Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach unto all the world. You see that? So he said, listen, if they sinning, let's take them down. But if they're not sinning, we can't touch these people, man, because their Lord is going to defend them. And that's what's happening right now. That is what's happening right now. The children of Israel, the remnant, is returning to Yahawashi. And all these nations round about are what? Are in shock, man. They're frightened, man. Because why? Because we discovered our nationality. You see? So, there's nothing you guys could do, man. The heathen in the past knew that if the children of Israel return back to their power, there's nothing that anyone can do about it, man. And you other nations, you're starting to witness that, okay? The biggest secret is out, man. The biggest secret is what? Who the Negroes, Hispanics, and the Native Americans are, man. The children of Israel. And you other nations, man, your time is up, man. Okay? Bring forth your new world order, because after that, that's it. With that, I'm going to say, giving all praise, Yahawashi. Let this word continue to spread, man. Go out with free course. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom.